Kanye West presidential campaign was ran by GOP operatives who were trying to re-elect Trump. That's all it was. That's all it was. What he was trying to do is funnel off black votes. So what they did was they put Kanye West's name on the ballot in the states where black people would vote. Detroit, in the state where Detroit is, of course. Philadelphia, stuff like that. Because the purpose was to siphon off just enough votes. And so Kanye West is an operative himself from Trump. Kanye West's presidential campaign was ran by Republican operatives, right? It was reported that West's campaign received millions of dollars from GOP operatives. Okay. The failed 2020 presidential campaign was secretly ran by a number of Republicans who are trying to get Trump reelected. Okay. He had the same lawyers as Jared Kushner and all these niggas, dog. Look. It says the government watchdog group Citizen Responsible and Ethics in Washington, which reviewed hundreds of court documents tied to the West campaign, told the Daily Beast that the campaign's filings were a disaster. It was very clear that the whole point behind Kanye's campaign was to re-elect Donald Trump. Let me tell you guys, you know what I'm saying? No disrespect, but you guys seem like political novice. So let me tell you guys something. It's called splitting the vote, okay? So let me give you guys an example. There is, let's say I'm running, and let's say let's do it like this. Let's say Elvis Presley is running and Malcolm X is running, right? Thank you, Flinttown, running interference. So Elvis Presley is running and Malcolm X is running, right? So we know that middle America and white supremacists, they're going to vote. They're not going to vote for Malcolm X, right? They're going to clearly vote for Elvis Presley. Clearly, right? Okay, cool. We understand that, you know what I'm saying, our people would vote for Malcolm X, right? Okay. Well, then how can you split the vote, what they call? So what you do is, so let's say Elvis Presley went to Martin Luther King and said, hey, man, why don't you run for presidency? He's like, man, I don't want to become president. No. Just run for presidency, right? So when black people vote, they have to pick either you or Malcolm X. So what you do is you split the black vote, okay? So then Martin Luther King is like, okay, cool. I'm going to run. Okay, cool. So he runs, right? Elvis Presley gets 1 million votes. Malcolm X gets 800,000 votes. And Martin Luther King gets 200,000 votes. You get it? Martin Luther King just siphoned off. He split the black vote. If Martin Luther King ass wasn't running, Malcolm X would have won. You dig what I'm saying? So that's what they call splitting the vote, and that's what the purpose of Kanye West was. It wasn't to actually win the presidency. You guys really think Kanye West really wanted to become president of the United States of America, nigga? You really think so? You really think like he should be president of the United States of America? You know what I'm saying? No, come on. That shit was you know what I'm saying? Cause nigga, our votes do matter, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I used to think like you guys, man. So I'm not even mad at you. All right, man. Hey, babe. Hey, the Kanye interview, they took it off YouTube. Isn't that shit crazy? They took that shit straight off. Yep, they took it off. I'm pretty sure there's places where you can find it and stuff like that. So any which way, guys, man. Oh, let me post up the phone number if you guys want to call in, man. There's her phone number, 424-261-3107. Oh, it's still on YouTube and other channels? Okay. Yeah, man, because, you know what I'm saying, on Mondays and days like this, man, I got family things, you know what I'm saying? I can't go on either mad early or basically mad late. Am I late? What's your take off it because of the George Floyd comment? I think they really took it off because the Jews is basically trying to cancel them. That's really what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? That gotta be what it is. That gotta be what it is, dude. See, we got somebody calling in. Oh man, it's just cool, guys. Yeah, man, a lot of good comments and stuff. You guys, man, I can't read all the comments and speak, so you know what I mean. Sometimes I just, you know what I mean. I gotta like stay focused. You know what I mean. Otherwise, I'd be reading. I'd be halfway. You know what I mean. Talking and doing a show. You understand? Democrats sell our trauma back to us. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yep. But see, you guys, man, you guys stop focusing on. Stop focusing on basically our enemies or people who don't have us in their best interest. Nobody's gonna save us. Nobody's gonna save us. We have to save ourselves, people. So what's the purpose of talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, the Democrat, they're gonna do this and better than that. Like, we're gonna have to run ourselves, man. We gotta be big boys. We gotta run for political office. We have to participate in the affairs of men. This is where I get the phrase affairs of men from. Noble Drew Ali told us we gotta become better citizens and participate in the affairs of men. Yo, let's just take over the Democratic Party. Like, why? Okay. Creating a whole new party. Let's just take over the Democratic Party. Let's just take it over. That's the most practical thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I feel like is we need to align ourselves with the progressives. You said you can't change something from within. Is that a fact? Or is that an unproven hypothesis? You know what I'm saying? Is that an unproven hypothesis? Listen, man. She's in politics. Politics is give and take. You feel me? Politics is give and take. You feel me? She's not gonna, you know what I'm saying? AOC is not gonna be able to, you know what I'm saying, do whatever she wants, whenever she wants. She gotta play games, you know? She gotta negotiate with the white supremacists. She gotta, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man. Man, let me show you something, man. As so-called black people, we have always been a part of this country and in this government. And look, there's a don't think that you know what I'm saying, like we helped write the Constitution. We helped did all of this. We participated in the political process, man. We helped create this shit. There was a picture. There was a picture that had a picture of all the, is it the Freedmen's Bureau and Reconstruction? I think. Let me see. It's a beautiful picture of all the brothers that was in office. Yo. Abraham Lincoln was a so-called Moorish. Like, he was a so-called black man. There was a picture though that had you know what I'm saying? Look at our people voting, man. You know what I'm saying? Why where you think the KKK, where you think that was created for? That was created to make us say, you know what? Nah, let's not vote. Because at the time, the Democrats okay, all right. So, boom. There's what they call the Civil War, okay? There's a Civil War, okay? There's a thing called a Civil War. And what that was the institution of slavery. For the most part, I'm trying to make it quick and simple. Okay. The North versus the South. The South was like, yo, we want to hold on to slavery and all that. The North was like, nigga, no. You know what I'm saying? No. All men are created equal. So then they fought, right? The South lost and the Confederates lost. They had an insurrection against America. They lost. And they were being disobedient. They still didn't want to follow the rules. So then they created so any which way. So then the federal government came down on them niggas like, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? They passed the 13th Amendment and stuff like, listen, man, you gotta fucking understand, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The so-called freedmen or whatever, they real Americans. And they get to vote. And then whoo, the white man went crazy down south. He went ape shit. So the Democrats, which is the time was the home of the white supremacists, as the Republicans are now, right? The Democrats was like, yo, how can we get these new citizens, black citizens, the so-called the free so-called slaves, how can we get them to not participate in the political process? Let's terrorize them. Let's create a group called the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan was designed to get us out of the political process, because after we started running for this and that, we was running for dog catcher, we was running for this, we was running for that, we started participating in the political process like a motherfucker, and that was one thing that they did not like, and the Ku Klux Klan was then born. So the white supremacists, the whole situation of the Ku Klux Klan was designed to get us to stop voting. Founded in 1865, the Ku Klux Klan extended into almost every southern state in 1870. Well, get this shit up out of here. And became a vehicle for white Southern resistance to the Republican Party's Reconstruction era policies aimed at establishing a political and economic equality for black Americans. Its member waged an underground campaign of intimidation and violence directed at white and black Republican leaders. Okay? Though Congress passed legislation designed to curb the Klan terrorism, the organization saw its primary goal, the reestablishment of white supremacy, fulfilled through the Democratic victories in state legislatures. So if our enemies is using law, okay, it's not necessarily the law in the government that's the problem. It's our enemies that's the problem. Okay? So you know what I'm saying? Man comes around and hits us with a hammer. And so now everybody's like, man, fuck hammers, man, fuck hammers. I don't like hammers. Hammers is not the problem. The government is our enemy, brother. I actually, you're one of my favorite people here, but that comment is foolish, brother. The government is our enemy. What you talking about? So what? So what exactly? What part of the government is our enemy? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What part is it? You know what I'm saying? The FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. You know what I'm saying? What part of the government you talking about? The Department of Treasury? Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? The government is big as a motherfucker. My mom used to work for the government. My mom is an enemy of you. Listen to what I'm saying. When you say the government, you're talking about laws and policies. You're talking about the political process. That's what you're talking about. And I'm telling you, the instrument is not the problem. The instrument, you know what I'm saying? When we were getting lynched, the problem wasn't ropes. You see what I'm saying? The problem wasn't trees. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? The problem wasn't trees and ropes. The problem was racist Europeans. That was the problem. You see what I'm saying? So the problem isn't necessarily like listen, we're civilized human beings. Name one country on earth that doesn't have a government. You know what I'm saying? Like every country has a government, my nigga. That's because we are civil. You know what I'm saying? What you want? Complete anarchy? You want complete anarchy. You don't want no government. So what do you want? You don't want no government. Somalia. Somalia is the most well-known examples of a country with no government. This state of anarchy lasted from 1991 to 2006. After a dictator was ousted in power, no government ever replaced. So you want to live in Somalia? Get the fuck out of here. You want to live in Somalia? Go to Somalia then. Go to Somalia. Go to Somalia. You know what I'm saying? Go to Somalia then. There will be absolute chaos with no government, brother. Somalia. This what you want? This what you want. See, anyway. Now, man, all government is men coming together, figuring out how money is spent and what we're going to focus on. Okay. The problem isn't the government itself. The problem is Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem, brothers. Stay focused. Oh man, let's look at Somalia. Somalia is fucking, that shit's fucking crazy, dog. It's like mad motherfucking migrants trying to leave Somalia. It's a reason why niggas is trying to leave Somalia and come here. What is it called when people leave? Is it migrants? They got Somalian pirates. Remember all that Somalian pirate shit? Let's see. Why Somali migrants are fleeing the Horn of Africa. This is in 2019. Since 1990, thousands of Somalis have either left their home countries as economic migrants or fled as refugees. Most of them have spent months, if not years, in refugee camps in Kenya, right? Going to other countries that got governments. Nearly 200,000 Somali refugees have fled. Why so many people left? Shit, nigga, like, matter of fact, that beautiful sister, what's her name, is one of them. What's the sister who's a politician? What's that sister, man? Y'all know her name. What's her name? What's her name, guys? Man, my mind is, yeah. Congress. Omar, what's her name? Ilhan Omar. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, she is she left Somalia to come here and be a part of the government. Why you think this beautiful smart lady right here, right, left Somalia to come over here to join our government? Why you think that? She fine as hell. God, man, she's fine, man. The American politician serving United States representative for Minnesota 5th Congressional District since 2019 is a member of the Democratic Farmer Labor Party. Yeah. Shout out to Ilhan Omar. So I'm not saying any of these people are perfect. I'm not saying none of these. I'm not saying Ilhan Omar is perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. Let me tell you how I feel political power should be used. Let me show you. Noble Drew Ali. Let me think, man. Let's see. What's his name? His name is what's his name? What's his name? He was elected to Congress. Damn, I'm getting old. What was his name? Chicago. What was his name? There, Noble Drew Ali got somebody elected. Man, what was his name? Man, I'm just drawing a blank right now, man. He was the first black politician in Congress since Reconstruction, and Noble Drew Ali got him in there. What's his name, dude? I forget his name. Let's try this. Black Americans in Congress. What was his name? He was out of Chicago, Illinois. Oscar the Priest. There it is. Here it is. Here it is. Oscar the Priest. Oscar the Priest. Oscar the Priest. Oscar the Priest. Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what. Let me show you a picture. So Oscar the Priest, okay? So, okay, boom. Oscar the Priest. That's his name. Oscar the Priest. All right, I'm going to show you a picture of Noble Drew Ali and Oscar the Priest. They got a fly-ass picture together. Here it is right here. All right. So, let me show you what's happening here. All right. In my humble opinion, there was this man right here is the reincarnation of Jesus. Okay. This man came to us to help. He was the first one to bring Islam to the Americas. Okay. He's the one that taught us that we are Canaanites and that we are descendants of Moors. Okay. Allah sent this soul to us as soon as slavery was over. Literally, he was born in 1886. Okay. What you're looking here is this is a meeting of the top brass of the Moorish Science Temple and other. This man right here is the owner of a black bank, and this was before. So Noble Drew Ali is in Chicago. This is the year 1920, and all of these people are made men. All of these people, these brothers run shit. Okay, this man right here he's a black man who owns a bank. Okay, this man is like some big time guy. Sam, some people say this is Marcus Garvey, but whatever. We don't know that for sure. But this is Oscar the Priest. So this is what Noble Drew Ali did. Noble Drew Ali went to Oscar the Priest. Oscar the Priest was running for Congress at the time, right? Because Noble Drew Ali, he had such a big following, a religious following in Chicago, south side of Chicago. He went to Oscar the Priest and said, "Hey, this is what we need politically. We need X, Y, Z." Why did Oscar the Priest come? Why did the local politician come to Noble Drew Ali? Because he told him, he said, "I got 5,000 Moors." Remember, 5,000 people in Chicago in 1920 is probably like, 30,000 people now, right? He said, "I got 5,000 Moors in this side of Chicago that will all vote the way I tell them." So what Noble Drew Ali did is he leveraged the vote into a voting block. So we became much more powerful. And then the politicians then have to come to you and you tell them what's happening. Because without us, Basically, with that voting block, Noble Drew Ali can put whoever he wants into office. It didn't have nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. It's all about, listen, man, I don't have to like you, but let's do real good business here. This is what we need. We need X, Y, and Z, this, that, and a third. So then when the election happened, Oscar the Priest got elected. Matter of fact, this was the first black man. Remember, this is before the so-called black people had the right to vote, right? This is in 1920, y'all. This is nigga 40 years before Martin Luther King and all that foolishness. I don't want to say foolishness, but you know what I'm saying? How did so-called black people have the right to vote? And wait, how did Noble Drew Ali do this? Any which way, the whole idea is Noble Drew Ali, he never told the Moorish to register as Democrats. He never told him register as Republicans, right? What he did was he leveraged the vote. He told the politician, this is what we need. And if you give that up, we will elect you. And that's what happened. He worked with the government. You see what I'm saying? You control it. You see what I'm saying? He was leveraging all kind of shit. Here's a black banker. And remember, this is before the what's the name? What was that called? The Great Depression. This is before the Great Depression. And the reason why this brother right here, his bank didn't do well, is because he had too many assets that was affected by the Great Depression. So that kind of like hurt the brother. This is Emily Ill. This brother right here, Emily Ill, the successor of Noble Drew Ali. Look at look at this man looking fly as hell. Some fly shit right there. Anyway, so it's a little history lesson, you know what I'm saying, in terms of politics or whatever. Because Noble Drew Ali, he said, you know what I'm saying, a leader leaves his footprint clearly cut. You know what I'm saying? He said, you are citizens. Noble Drew Ali said, you are citizens of America. You know what I'm saying? You are not to overthrow any government. We abide by the laws of the United States government. We are not to cause any anarchy or anything of that nature. So, anyway.